Hello, everybody. Welcome back for week 20 of your PE instruction. So, this week we start our pedestrian safety unit, and it's going to run for 3 weeks. So, before we start anything, I'm going to go ahead down here to the standards, right, and take a look at our standards here. So, for kindergarten, you are verbally stating the search used before crossing a roadway. First grade, identify edges, pedestrians, vehicles, and traffic. Second grade, identify the proper crossing sequence. So those are the standards that are tied into our pedestrian safety unit. If you do not know what a pedestrian is, no worries, because you're going to learn all about it this week. So just like we normally do, you have a warm up, right? So you are going to, hold on 1 second. Here we go. There's our warm up. So for our warm up, it's going to be the Would You Rather cartoon and movie fitness. You guys are familiar with that. Would you rather? So you've got your clock here, your countdown clock, right? And you're going to go through and do that for your warm up this week. All right, after you do that, then you're going to start to learn about what is a pedestrian. And everybody is a pedestrian at some point. So you're going to watch this video, Stop and Look with Willie Whistle. This is the same exact video that we are watching in the classroom this week to learn about what a pedestrian is. So you're going to watch that. And then when you finish that, you're going to go to this pedestrian safer journey. Again, this is the exact same thing that we're doing in the classroom. So you're going to go ahead and watch that. And then after you are finished with that, I want you to discuss with somebody, a parent, guardian, brother, sister, anybody else in the house about what a pedestrian is. I want you to talk about what you should do. What's the very first thing that you should do before you cross the street? Once you do that, what's the second thing you need to do? And at this point, you should not be crossing the street yet. Okay, so what do I do first? What do I do second? Once you've done those two things and you are crossing the street, what should you continue to do as you are crossing the street? So I want you to explain to them that. I want you to talk about what a pedestrian is. I want you to discuss where the safest places are to cross the street. What types of things should you look for when you're going to cross the street? I want you to talk about when you cross the street, where should you walk? And what direction should you be walking? Should you be walking the same direction that the cars are traveling, or should you be walking in a different direction? What should you, I want you to talk about all those things. It's really important that we remember to stop right before we ever cross the street. Oftentimes, as young kids, our ball or our toy rolls into the street, and our first thing is, "Oh no, my ball!" And we want to run out in the street, and we've never stopped and checked the traffic. So, very, very important. Once you've had a discussion with your family about all the things that I just spoke to you about, and you can pause along the way, you can rewind. Um, I want you to practice being a pedestrian because those are the exact same thing that we're going to work on in the classroom. I want you to explain to somebody why. This is my tricky question because it's not in your videos. Why do they teach us to look left, right, and left? Let me give you a second to think about it. Because like I said, it wasn't in the videos, but why don't they teach us to look right, left, right? They teach us to look left, right, and left again. All right, your think time is over. The reason they want you to look left first and left again is because the cars coming from your left are closest to you. They are on the same side of the street as you are. So if you were to accidentally step out into the street, that car to your left is going to hit you first because they're closest to you. Okay. So spend some time practicing being a pedestrian, understanding what a pedestrian is, how to safely cross the street as a pedestrian, right? And then that's it for this week. Next week, we will be on to still learning some pedestrian stuff. So make sure you understand this week's lesson. If you need to go back, if you need to watch the video again, um, any of that, you can do that. And then throughout your house, practice being a pedestrian. Practice what you should be doing when you are a pedestrian so that when you're out on the streets and in the streets and you have to be a pedestrian, you can cross safely. Safety is our #1 goal. All right, so I hope you have a great week. I hope you have fun practicing being a pedestrian and understanding how to safely cross the street. All right, I look forward to seeing you next week. Have fun and be safe.